The drama starts with a girl named Jang. She's in a hotel, busy tidying up the room. She's planning a celebration with someone special. Then, Jang calls this special person, but he doesn't answer right away. He's busy with a surgery, because he's a plastic surgeon named Tae. As soon as Tae finishes his surgery, he calls Jang back. She tells him she's waiting for him at their usual meeting place, and then Tae heads to the hotel where Jang is. When Tae arrives at the hotel, we find out he's talking on the phone with his close friend Hoon. We discover that Tae's mom knows Hoon and asked him to bring Tae to the hotel to meet a nice girl. She wants Tae to marry this girl, even if he doesn't want to. It turns out that it's Hoon, not Tae, who is going to meet Jang. Hoon and Jang have been in a secret love affair for a long time. They've been meeting together secretly in this hotel, and nobody else knows about it. Jang is getting tired of their secret relationship. She wanted to celebrate their last day at the hotel because she plans to move in with Hoon at his house and marry him. Hoon quickly escapes to the bathroom to call Tae. He needs help to get out of this tricky situation without hurting Jang's feelings or rejecting her. At the same time, Tae is sitting with the girl he is supposed to meet because of Hoon. He talks to her in a way that's both arrogant and foolish. Meanwhile, Tae is also talking to Hoon on the phone, negotiating for help. In the end, Tae agrees to help Hoon, but there's one condition. Hoon must work for him as a servant for 3 years and not make any more deals with Tae's mom about him. As soon as they agree, Tae openly insults the girl he is with and rejects her. She throws a cup of water in his face. We realize that Tae is used to this kind of situation. Tae goes to Jang's room in the hotel. When Jang opens the door, he introduces himself as Hoon's friend and enters the room without waiting for her permission. After that, Hoon comes out of the bathroom and Tae enters to dry himself. Jang asks why he's so wet. Hoon explains that he likes to shower in weird ways, sometimes even with juice, but his favorite is using pasta sauce because it sticks to his hair and smells good. All of this happens to him because he acts rudely with girls and completely rejects the idea of getting married. Tae comes out of the bathroom and starts ruining the things Jang prepared for Hoon. He drinks the special drink Jang made for Hoon and even messes up the cake she baked herself. After all this, as Tae attempts to lie down on the bed, Jang tries to stop him. Tae tells her he came at the wrong time and spoiled their celebration. He pretends to be upset and leaves. Hoon pretends to be angry with Jang. He accuses her of hurting his friend's feelings. He acts upset with her and leaves. Later, Tae teaches Hoon how to avoid relationships, like turning off his phone and disappearing for a few days without replying to her. On the other hand, Jang is worried about Hoon. She feels like she did something wrong, but doesn't understand what happened. She decides to go to the French restaurant, run by Hoon and owned by his mom. And indeed, Hoon is there. When Hoon sees Jang, he quickly runs away to hide. Tae tries to stop Jang from seeing Hoon. Meanwhile, a young man named Yeo notices all this and laughs at the situation. At that moment, Tae gets a call from his aunt. She tells him she can't believe what he did with the last girl his mom wanted him to marry and says his mom is really angry at him. His aunt also tells him his mom has arranged to meet another girl. They plan to take him from Hoon's restaurant to meet this new girl. Tae rushes to escape from his aunt and mom, but Jang tries to stop him to ask about Hoon and where he is hiding. Tae is annoyed by her and heads to his car. Jang gets in the car with him and keeps asking about Hoon. This frustrates Tae more. He gets out of the car, takes Jang out too, and angrily tells her that Hoon doesn't want her, doesn't love her, and is just spending time with her, nothing more. Jang is shocked by his words. At that moment, Yeo brings a juice for Tae. Jang grabs the juice and throws it in Tae's face, then leaves. Meanwhile, Tae's mom and aunt are watching the whole scene from a little distance away in their car. They mistakenly think Jang is the girl Tae loves and that they were in a relationship. The scene shifts to Tae, who is annoyed with Hoon for getting him into trouble and embarrassing him. Then, a beautiful woman named Se enters. It turns out, Se was in a relationship with Tae 3 years ago, but now they're not together anymore. Se tries to convince Tae to work with her in her hospital because he's a very skilled doctor. Tae refuses, remembering the bad memories associated with her. During this time, Jang is going through a really tough time. One day, Hoon and Tae are sitting together in Hoon's restaurant, and Jang suddenly enters, very drunk and heartbroken. When Jang sees Hoon, she tries to get revenge on him for hurting her feelings. Hoon quickly runs away to the bathroom to hide. Jang follows him with a bottle, wanting to hit him with it, and bangs angrily on the bathroom door. Jang accidentally hits Tae with the bottle, causing his nose to bleed. Meanwhile, Hoon is in the bathroom, scared, and he calls the police. Jang realizes that she loved Hoon, but he never loved her, and didn't care about her at all. The police arrive and take Jang away. Tae goes with them, because he was hurt. He could file a complaint against her, but chooses not to, because he feels sorry for her. The next day, Tae is sitting in his bathroom, feeling guilty. He knows Jang is being held accountable, because Hoon's mom filed a complaint against her, for harassing and trying to harm her son Hoon. Even though Tae knows the truth, he can't testify against his friend Hoon. When Tae comes out of the bathroom, he finds people in his house. He learns his house is up for rent, and discovers his mom is behind this. His mom tells him it's her house, and she can do what she wants with it, but she'll cancel the rent if he agrees to bring the girl who humiliated him and threw juice on him at Hoon's restaurant. In a race against time, Tae hurries to prevent Jang from going to jail and losing his house. He arrives at the court just in time to defend Jang. Tae presents evidence to prove Jang's innocence. He argues that it was Hoon who hurt her and left her without warning, leading to a decision to fine Jang only $50, as it was revealed that she really was in a relationship with Hoon. When Jang leaves the court, Tae is there to meet her. He tells her that he helped her out of her legal trouble. In return, he asks her for a small favor, to meet his family. Tae explains the pressure he's under from his mom and the possible consequences for his house if Jang doesn't agree to come. At first, Jang refuses, but after Tae insists, she agrees. She tells him she needs to shower and eat before they go. Tae takes her to eat and suggests that she should look her worst so that his mom will disapprove of her. He then drives Jang to his house. At Tae's house, Jang's unkempt appearance is clear. She explains that her family is not rich, and her parents run a fried chicken restaurant. She drinks tea with Tae's family. During the visit, Jang is so tired, she falls asleep on Tae's mom's shoulder. When it's time to leave, Jang apologizes to Tae's family for her tiredness. Throughout these events, Tae's grandma grows fond of Jang, seeing her as a suitable partner for her grandson, and appreciating her true nature. After Jang leaves the family gathering, Tae's grandma asks Tae's dad for his opinion. He says he's waiting to hear what Tae's mom thinks, but Tae's mom stays silent, moving away, as if she doesn't approve of Jang as a wife for her son. Later, Jang asks Tae to help her get revenge on Hoon. Tae agrees to make Hoon regret leaving her, and plans a tough lesson for him. Tae takes Jang to put makeup on her, because he's a plastic surgeon, making her look amazing. He also buys her beautiful clothes. Jang goes to Hoon's restaurant, where Yeo, impressed by her beauty, welcomes her. When Hoon enters the restaurant, he's shocked to see a beautiful woman, and realizes it's Jang. But Jang leaves, acting like she doesn't care about Hoon, and gets in the car with Tae. This makes Hoon think Jang and Tae are in a relationship, and their plan works. At that time, Tae realizes that his aunt is following them in her car to report back to his mom. To avoid suspicion, he asks Jang to act as if they are in a relationship. They go out for dinner together, and afterwards, Tae drops Jang off at her home. The next day, Tae organizes a party and invites Yeo. Because of his attractiveness, she tells him he will play an important role in the party. On the day of the party, Hoon meets Jang and wants to talk to her, but Tae interrupts and takes Jang away to go to the party together. Tae watches everything from a distance and asks Hoon to join her in the car to go to the party. In Tae's car, he advises Jang to act indifferent and not to forgive Hoon too easily if he apologizes. They arrive at the party organized by Tae. At the party, Tae introduces Jang to Tae, who introduces herself as the host of the party. Tae announces that she has organized an auction and will reveal the details soon. Yeo enters the party looking very handsome, attracting a lot of attention from the girls. Jang greets him, but he doesn't respond, as if he doesn't see her. While Jang is getting food from the buffet, Yeo goes up to her and says he knows she's trying to get back at Hoon. He tells her she's too beautiful to stoop to that level. The auction starts, and it turns out to be an auction for the men at the party. The girls bid money for a chance to have dinner with the man they like. Tae reluctantly participates, and Tae, who planned this, wins a dinner with him. When it's Hoon's turn in the auction, not a single girl offers even $1 for him. Jang tries to embarrass Hoon by bidding $10, saying even that's too much for him. According to the rules, Hoon is now bound to spend time with Jang. Hoon tries to refuse, but as a penalty, he has to jump into the swimming pool. He does, ending up looking very embarrassed in the cold weather. In a surprising move, Jang also goes down to the pool, takes Hoon's hand, and leads him out. After that, she leaves him, declaring their relationship over. As Jang leaves the party, she walks with only one shoe, because the other heel fell in the pool. Yeo approaches her with the missing heel, kneels to put it on for her, and then invites her to dinner, offering his jacket to her. Jang gets a phone call and is shocked. At the same time, Tae receives the same call and is also shocked. They look at each other, realizing something. We find out that Tae's mom went to meet Jang's mom. Jang's mom calls her to say that Tae's mom, her future mother-in-law, is at their house. Tae and Jang hurry to her house. At the house, Tae and Jang have nothing to say. Tae says he needs time to sort things out, then takes his mom and leaves. Jang tells him she'll be waiting. Jang's mom can hardly believe her daughter is going to marry a successful plastic surgeon. She excitedly tells Jang's dad the news, and he's very happy. However, Jang is lost in her own world, thinking about Yeo and how nice he was to her. She finds herself having a crush on him. So, the next day, Jang goes to Hoon's restaurant to ask about Yeo. She goes into the kitchen and learns that Yeo is still an assistant chef and loves cooking. Yeo asks Jang to leave because he's busy, but he promises to meet her later that night. He keeps his promise, and they meet in the evening. Yeo has cooked for Jang, and he asks her to try his food. When Jang tastes his food, she falls in love with his cooking skills. She praises him, saying he's a talented chef with a bright future, and they enjoy the meal together. One day, Tae is in his bathroom at home. After he finishes his shower, he tries to leave, but finds the bathroom door is jammed, and he can't open it. He screams for help, but no one hears him. Meanwhile, Jang tries to call Tae, but gets no response. She starts to think he's ignoring her, not knowing that Tae is trapped in his bathroom, without food, and feeling weak. On the third day, Jang is drinking water at her home, when she accidentally knocks over a glass, and it breaks. It brings back childhood memories, making her cry. Suddenly, she rushes to Tae's house, and rings the doorbell repeatedly, but there's no answer. Jang tries Tae's birthday as the password for his house's security system, and it works. She enters and starts calling for Tae, but no one answers. She goes to the bathroom, and tries to open the door with a knife. Jang manages to open the door, and finds Tae passed out, unable to respond. She rushes to him, scared that he might be dead, but finds he's still alive. When she gets close, Tae hugs her, because he's cold and scared. At that moment, Se arrives to visit Tae. She sees Jang and Tae together. Jang insists that Se take them to the hospital. Jang is very worried about Tae, and Se starts to suspect there might be a real relationship between them. At the hospital, after making sure Tae is okay, Se has to leave Tae with Jang and goes away. When Tae's family knows, they rush to check on him. Jang tries to leave the gathering, but Tae holds her hand, pleading with her to stay, insisting that she saved his life, and he needs her. Tae's grandma expresses deep gratitude to Jang, admitting she doesn't know how to properly thank her. The next day, Tae's mom visits Jang's mom to thank her for her daughter's heroic actions. Meanwhile, Yeo and Jang become close friends. They often go out to eat together, which is the foundation of their friendship. Yeo notices that Jang is feeling worried and scared. Jang confesses to Yeo that she feels like she's being watched. Suddenly, Jang sees a car lighting up near her. She panics and runs away, afraid that Tae's aunt might be watching her. In her rush to escape, Jang accidentally sees Tae's dad and discovers his secret relationship with another woman. This leaves her upset and sad. Because of her sadness, she leaves Yeo and goes away. When Yeo goes back to check on the car that was watching them, he finds out it's Se. She asks him to get into the car with her because she needs to ask him for something. Se tries to bribe Yeo to influence Jang and separate her from Tae. At the same time, Tae's mom is testing Jang as a potential wife for her son by inviting her to help at a big dinner party. Jang attends the dinner party at Tae's house and helps with everything, including cooking and cleaning. Despite her tired appearance, Tae's mom is impressed by Jang's dedication and ability, considering her to be a suitable homemaker. During the dinner with guests, Jang sits at the table, glaring at Tae's dad, unable to stand him. As part of tradition, Tae's dad offers a drink to Jang, but she keeps asking for refills, which ends up making her drunk. In her drunken state, Jang criticizes Tae's dad for not appreciating his hard-working wife, which annoys him. Tae's mom takes Jang aside for a private talk, revealing she knows everything happening behind her back. Jang responds, saying she would be foolish if she knew about it and still forgave him, leading to Tae's mom slapping her and warning her not to discuss such matters again. Tae disturbed by what he sees. Jang cries and tells Tae's mom that she is uncomfortable with the situation and can't stay in the same place as Tae's dad. As Jang prepares to leave, she hears the other guests talking negatively about her. She confronts Tae, blaming him for her current problems, hits him and leaves angrily. Tae tries to stop her, but Jang expresses her contempt for him and leaves. Tae returns home, and in a moment of frustration, declares in front of everyone that he will marry Jang only and won't tolerate with any negative comments about her. Jang goes to Hoon's restaurant, but finds it closed. As she decides to leave, she meets Yeo, who invites her inside, where he prepares a nice dinner for her. Jang feels happy but exhausted. She tries to tell Yeo about what's happened, but she falls asleep due to exhaustion. So, Yeo decides to stay with Jang in the restaurant all night for her safety. Unfortunately, Tae's mom goes to Hoon's restaurant to meet Hoon's mom. When they enter, Yeo wakes up and quickly hides before they see him sleeping next to Jang. A big problem arises when they discover Jang sleeping in the restaurant. Luckily, Hoon is there at the time, and Tae arrives shortly after. Tae resolves the situation. Tae takes Jang to buy a new mobile to replace her broken one. He emphasizes the importance of communication to avoid future misunderstandings. Tae works hard to create memories with Jang, aiming to show everyone that they are in a real relationship and to dispel any doubts. Over time, their relationship becomes more genuine, and they almost get used to each other, as if they were really together. However, when Yeo sees photos of Tae and Jang together, he feels jealous because he has real feelings for Jang. Another day, Tae's mom goes to Jang and apologizes for her actions and the troubles she caused. Tae's mom tries to explain that the issue they discussed was private, but Jang speaks up, calling her weak for not standing up for her rights. Tae's mom gets angry, but the situation calms down when the woman appears that Tae's dad is having an affair with, and Tae's mom hides as if she is a child. Jang tells Tae's mom that she shouldn't be the one who hides. Tae's mom leaves the place. One morning, Tae wakes up early and starts his day with breakfast. He receives a message from Se, asking him to guess who she's with. Tae calls Se to ask what she wants, and she reveals that she's with his mother, hinting at a good relationship with her. Se's message carries a veiled threat, as she knows about Tae's agreement with Jang to keep his mother away from the topic of marriage. Se hints that she can ruin Tae's life at any moment and suddenly hangs up the phone. Tae goes to Jang to tell her that Se knows about their plan, but reassures her that Se won't expose them because she wants something from him. If she reveals their secret, she would lose her leverage. Later, Se confronts Tae, provoking him. He demands to know what she wants. Se admits she wants to marry him for his good genes, to benefit her future children, not caring about love or emotions. Jang visits Yeo at his restaurant to help him with work. While she's there, Tae's aunt spies on them and calls Tae, falsely accusing Jang of cheating on him with Yeo. Tae tracks Jang's location on the phone. During this time, Yeo shares his dream of opening his own restaurant and the effort he's putting into it. Jang admires Yeo's determination and holds his hands in support, giving an impression of a romantic relationship between them. In a quiet moment, a woman with a camera suddenly appears and takes pictures of Jang and Yeo, then runs away. Yeo chases the woman, but Tae catches her, thinking she's his aunt. However, it turns out she's a stranger. Se arrives and takes the camera's memory card from the woman, revealing that she set up this trap to embarrass Tae and threatens him again to marry her. Tae firmly asks Se to leave him alone, remembering how she wanted him only for his genes, and even tried to take his house 3 years ago. Despite this, Se remains determined to marry him. Jang gets angry and confronts Se, demanding her to stay away from Tae, explaining that he is her boyfriend, and she plans to marry him. Jang decides to help Tae herself, and they agree to act like a committed couple to thwart Se's plans. During this, Tae realizes he's constantly thinking about Jang, and begins to suspect he might actually love her. Jang arrives at Tae's apartment, announcing she brought a guest, who is Yeo. Tae tries to kick them out, but Jang suggests that Yeo should temporarily live with Tae so they can meet without anyone seeing them. Tae initially refuses, but when he receives a call from Se, saying she and his mother are on their way to his place, he rushes to hide Yeo and succeeds, but doesn't have enough time to hide Jang. When Tae's mom and Se arrive, they notice Jang and Tae spending time together and decide to leave them alone, which forces Tae to let Yeo stay with him temporarily to keep their secret. Tae starts to feel that having Yeo around isn't bad because Yeo is very talented at cooking and prepares delicious meals at home with simple ingredients. Tae, Jang, and Yeo spend most of their time together, forming a friendship-like relationship. One day, Tae's mom unexpectedly visits her son's house, where Jang and Yeo had stayed the night. Yeo quickly hides. Tae's mom discovers that Jang is living with her son, but remains calm. To their surprise, she asks Tae and Jang to get ready for marriage soon, having accepted their relationship, which shocks Jang, as she didn't expect things to develop this far. Tae's mom frequently contacts Jang to discuss wedding preparations, like buying furniture and a wedding dress. Jang's mom meets Tae's mom to discuss the wedding, but Tae's mom insists on handling everything herself. One day, a customer visits the shop where Jang works. Jang feels uncomfortable serving this customer because she's the woman Tae's dad is having an affair with. Coincidentally, Tae's mom visits Jang at the shop as she urgently needs something. Jang tries making her leave quickly, but doesn't manage to in time. The women meet, and the father's mistress rudely comments on Tae's mom's appearance, saying she's surprised to see her in an expensive shop, and expresses disbelief that her son's future wife is a poor employee like Jang. She hints that Jang will end up like her when she's older, and her husband finds a more attractive woman. During the confrontation with the mistress, Tae's mom stays silent and unable to respond. This continues until Jang loses her patience and strongly defends Tae's mom, praising her as a skilled homemaker and a loyal wife who raised her children. In stark contrast to the mistress, who is involved in stealing other women's husbands, the woman gets angry and slaps Jang, injuring her face. Tae's mom finally stands up to the mistress, responding to the harm she caused and attacks her, leading to a fight. As a result of the fight, Jang loses her job and finds herself sitting with Tae's mom, both in a miserable state. However, unexpectedly, Tae's mom starts laughing, feeling relieved and grateful to Jang for standing up to the woman who stole her husband. Tae's mom confesses to Jang that she initially didn't like her, but now she loves her and hopes Jang becomes Tae's wife. Meanwhile, Tae decides to confess his feelings to Jang. Tae watches lots of TV shows to find the best way to confess his feelings and prepares his apartment with flowers, hearts, and balloons, ready for Jang's arrival. However, the plan goes wrong because Sae is with Tae's mom at the same time. Sae tells Tae's mom everything, revealing that Tae and Jang don't really love each other and are just pretending. When Sae arrives at Tae's place, she discovers the surprise he prepared for Jang. She reveals to Tae that his efforts will be wasted because Jang won't see it, and their chance together is now over, since Tae's mom knows the truth. During this time, Yeo meets Jang on the street and starts talking to her. Jang confesses that she has developed feelings for Tae and is confused about how it happened. While they are talking, Yeo sees Tae's mom approaching and quickly hugs Jang to create a misunderstanding. When Jang notices Tae's mom, she quickly breaks the hug and realizes Yeo did it on purpose to cause problems and keep her away from Tae. The next day, Jang's mom visits Tae's mom, bringing a wedding gift, but Tae's mom kicks her out of the house. Later, Jang comes to take her mom home, but her mom insists on understanding why Tae's mom behaved like that. Tae's mom reveals that the marriage won't happen because she believes Jang is cheating on Tae with someone else. Jang tries to explain that things are not as they seem, but her mom, feeling embarrassed, takes her gift and leaves with Jang. Tae arrives and learns what happened. He confronts his mom, asking why she did that. His mom reveals she knows their relationship was all a trick. In anger, Tae talks about his dad's affair, leading his mom to slap him. Jang's mom tries to move past what happened and live a normal life with her daughter and husband, as if nothing happened. Tae attempts to contact Jang, but is unsuccessful. Jang decides to visit Tae and tells him she wants nothing from him and asks him to leave her alone. Feeling that Tae's mom's actions have insulted her own mom, she feels unfairly blamed for something she's not responsible for. Tae is deeply affected by these events, feeling like he's lost a part of his life. With Jang's departure, Yeo tries to improve his relationship with Jang by showing her a new place he bought. Yeo expresses his wish to partner with her to open his own restaurant, but Jang refuses, saying they should just stay friends, and she doesn't want to be involved in his business dream. A famous journalist, who had previously had a failed facial surgery, visits Tae for a corrective operation. Tae honestly tells her he can't fix the damage because it's too severe, and speaks frankly. The journalist feels insulted and threatens to teach Tae a lesson. Yeo sees a news report about the possible closure of Tae's clinic due to a negative review from the journalist, who accused Tae of being rude. Yeo tells Jang about it and suggests helping Tae in a secret way. Another day, Yeo proposes partnering with her again, but Jang refuses. At the same time, Se enters and sits with the journalist. Yeo and Jang overhear Se trying to convince the journalist to stop her campaign against Tae. However, the journalist acts rudely and throws hot tea on Se before leaving. Yeo and Jang go to Se to make sure she's okay, but Se asks them to follow the journalist. Jang manages to get into the journalist's car. Jang sees the journalist crying because of her disfigured face and comforts her, taking her to her family's restaurant. They eat and drink together, while Jang tries to calm her down. During this, Tae's mom visits Jang at the restaurant to apologize for her past actions. However, Tae's mom misunderstands the situation when she finds Jang sitting with the journalist. She thinks Jang is behind Tae's problems and leaves without giving Jang a chance to explain. Tae's mom accuses Jang of being with Tae for his money and makes Jang feel inferior, so that Jang decides to become Yeo's partner in the restaurant, aiming to prove herself as a successful businesswoman. Tae's mom returns to him and tells him that Jang is the cause of his problems, accusing her of influencing the journalist against him. Tae gets angry at his mom, believing in Jang's innocence and that she's only trying to help, not harm. Tae calls Jang and asks her to stay where she is. He goes to her, scolds her for getting involved in complicated situations, and expresses his concern for her safety. In that moment, he confesses his love for her, despite the tough circumstances. Tae tells Jang he has always loved her and wanted to marry her, but recent events prevented it. He hugs her, apologizing. Jang shares Tae's feelings, admitting she loves him too. They walk together, after sharing their feelings honestly with each other. At another time, Tae's dad asks for a private talk with his son, trying to act like a father for the first time in a long while. However, Tae is disappointed by his dad's approach. His dad suggests that Tae marry Se and maintain a secret relationship with Jang, similar to his own affairs. Tae's dad feels no guilt about his actions. Tae strongly rejects his dad's cowardly approach, affirming he's not like him, and leaves the conversation. Meanwhile, Yeo and Jang's restaurant opens, and Tae visits the place to show his support. Tae feels happy for Jang's success, but he's jealous because she spends a lot of time with Yeo. However, this doesn't affect their relationship, as they live together in Tae's house and see each other constantly. Tae's mom, thinking about her son's future, decides to give Jang a chance. She invites Jang to her house for an honest conversation. Tae's mom expresses her desire for a daughter-in-law who can endure hardships as she did. Jang reassures her that she's not angry with her and will try to be a suitable wife for Tae. After this meeting, Tae's mom calls her son and tells him she spent time with Jang, finding her nice and similar to herself in many ways. As a result, she decides to give Tae her permission to marry Jang. The next day, Tae tries to propose to Jang, but she interrupts him, pointing out that he's not ready and doesn't have an engagement ring. Jang understands that Tae is inexperienced in organizing such surprises. However, Jang confirms that the way of the proposal doesn't matter to her. What's important is his intention to marry her. Meanwhile, Tae's mom confronts her husband, Tae's dad, demanding a divorce and telling him to move on with his life. Despite Tae's dad pleading for her to stay, Tae's mom remains unsympathetic and unable to bear him any longer. On Tae and Jang's wedding day, the weather turns cloudy and rainy. However, they decide to go ahead with the wedding without delay. Yeo joins Jang at the wedding, and they take photos together as close friends, with Yeo having moved past his feelings for her. Surprisingly, Tae's dad also attends the wedding, invited by Tae's mom, who couldn't bear the thought of Tae's dad not being there for his son's wedding, showing her kind nature. The wedding ceremony starts, but is interrupted by a fight between the families due to social class differences. Additionally, heavy rain begins to pour, causing the wedding to be ruined and the guests to flee. Despite the chaos, Tae and Jang laugh together in the rain, exchange rings, and officially become husband and wife. Regardless of the imperfect circumstances of their wedding, they are happy together. If you loved diving into the heart of Korean dramas with us today, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the Seoul Sensation family to catch all the thrilling recaps. Don't forget to like and comment to let us know your favorite moments. Also, we'd love to hear which dramas you want us to recap next, so drop your suggestions in the comments below. See you in the next drama recap. Annyeong.
In the dim light of a chilly cafeteria, two friends, Ethan and Noah, sat huddled near a heater, their breath visible in the cold air. Hot drinks steamed on the table between them. Noah, restless and distracted, kept glancing at his mobile, a crease of worry etching his forehead. Ethan, noticing his friend's unease, leaned in with concern. "What's up, Noah? You seem off. Why do you keep checking the time? Is something wrong?" he asked. Rubbing his hands together for warmth, Noah replied, "It's almost 10 p.m., Ethan. I need to catch the subway home. I've got an important errand early in the morning, and it's freezing out. Looks like it's going to rain too." After a moment's pause, Noah stood up, bidding his friend a quick farewell. "All right, see you later," he said, his voice tinged with a hint of urgency. Noah's pace quickened as he rushed to the subway station. Descending the stairs to the platform, he was struck by an eerie silence. The usual hustle and bustle of the station were conspicuously absent. "Why is it so empty here? This is the first time I've seen it like this," Noah mumbled to himself, his confusion growing. He scanned the deserted station, bewildered. Where did everyone go? This place is usually crowded. Out of the shadows, an old man with a white beard materialized, addressing Noah's unspoken thoughts. "Maybe it's because of the cold and rainy weather. People are probably staying at home," he suggested. Noah, startled by the sudden appearance of the old man, demanded, "Whoa, who are you? How did you appear out of nowhere? And what do you mean?" The old man, calm and unperturbed, replied, "I'm just answering the question you were asking yourself." Confused, Noah questioned, "And how did you know what I was thinking?" The old man simply said, "Because I asked myself the same question. Why is the subway so empty and deserted?" And with that, he vanished as abruptly as he had appeared. "What just happened? Where did that man go? This is so strange," Noah exclaimed, shaken by the encounter. As he boarded an empty subway car, Noah's astonishment grew. "Can it be an entire empty subway car? How unusual," he thought aloud. Trying to calm his racing heart, Noah reassured himself. "It's okay, Noah. Are you scared or something? What's the problem?" He recalled the old man's words. That man was right. It's really cold today, and it's raining. Most people are probably home, especially at this hour. But then, without warning, the lights flickered and went out, plunging the subway car into darkness while it continued its journey. What? Did the lights just go out? But how? And the subway's still moving. What's happening today? Noah's voice quivered with fear and confusion. When the lights flickered back on, Noah's eyes fell on a crying girl sitting on a seat, her hands covering her eyes.